Well, hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. I know the Lord has certainly blessed me with a great day, and I know He's blessed you with a great day. Doesn't mean everything in our days are great. It just means that He's showering blessings on us, even in the darkest of times. And today's a dark time for the Lynette Church of Christ. We lost a dear sister, Sister Lily Johnson, passed away in the middle of the night last night. I'm thankful that God put her in my path, and I'm thankful that I got to know her, and I got to know her daughter Betty before she passed away not too long ago. And as I'm thinking about Lily this morning, I can't help but think about um, Luke chapter 16, um, because there's a couple of things in there that remind me of her. It says, "There was a certain rich man who was clothed in purple and fine linen, fared sumptuously every day. But there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, full of sores, who was laid at his gate, desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores." Lazarus had a rough life. Lazarus had a tough life. And Lazarus endured that life, because I know that because of what this is going to go on to say. And Miss Lily's had some tough times in her life. And Miss Betty, before her, has some tough times. And if there was a word that I had to choose to describe Lily, it'd be tough. I mean, she was a very tough lady and was able to go through all these things and to just keep going. And she amazed me. And again, I'm thankful that God put her and Betty and her family in my path, and that I got a chance to get to know them a little bit, because my life has been enriched and deepened because of it. Goes on to say this: "So it was that the beggar died and was carried by the angels to Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And being in torment in Hades, he lifted up his eyes and saw Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom." I want you to think about what was just said there. Lazarus was carried to the bosom of Abraham by angels. Last night at 12:45, Miss Lily was carried to the bosom of Abraham by angels. What a sight that must have been for her. What a moment that must have been for her. And what a moment that is for anyone who is a child of God, anyone who is a follower of God. Notice there's a difference here now. There are some folks that think that is the fate that awaits everybody, to be carried away by angels. But notice that's not what is said of the rich man. It said the rich man also died and was buried, and being in torments in Hades, he lifted up his eyes. He wasn't carried away by angels. Truth is, in life, we've got a choice each and every day. We can try our dead level best to follow God. And yes, we're going to mess up. And yes, we're going to stumble. And yes, we're going to have difficulties, because we're human and the flesh is weak. Jesus said that on one occasion to Peter. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. We're going to stumble. We're going to have difficulties. We're going to fall. But we got to just keep clinging on to Jesus. We got to just keep following Jesus, and we just got to let Him pick us up and dust us off and grab us by the hand and just keep going. Just keep going no matter what this old world throws at us. I don't know what more to say about a hard-working, tough, strong woman like Miss Lily. than to say that, she's finally gotten her rest from all the things that she's been through. And she's built a life and she's built a family, and God's blessed her with that life, and God's blessed her with that family, and her family will have all those memories of her to carry on. For us today, I want us to think about Lazarus. That's the pattern we need to follow, the Miss Lily pattern. We need to ensure that we are striving to follow Jesus each and every day, so that when the end of our life comes, that we will be carried away by angels into Abraham's bosom. We certainly don't need to follow the path of the rich man. And I got to be honest, guys, a lot of people listening say, well, I'm not rich, so I don't have to worry about that. Well, by the world's standards, even the poorest in the United States are considered rich. We do pretty well. God has blessed us amazingly, and all too often we put our trust in those things. That's what the rich man was doing. He was putting his trust in those things, and he wasn't paying attention to what was going on around him. He probably passed Lazarus at least once a day, every day, if not more, and he never reached out to help him. He never reached out to make a difference. And in life, we encounter people, right? We encounter people that have needs, and when we see those people, when we see those needs, we have a Christ-given obligation to do our dead level best to help them in any and every way that we can. Well, that's our lesson for today. I'll ask this of you. Please pray for Miss Lily's family, as they have been through quite a bit of tragedy in the last several weeks, and really over the last couple of years for sure, probably more than that. They've been through a lot, and they need strength, and they need love, and they need encouragement, and they need prayers. And guys, I just want you to know I appreciate each and every one of you, love you, and I pray that you have a blessed day. See you again soon.